Today, we're digging into the world of the Chief Information Security Officer, or CISO. We're going to challenge a pretty common idea about what their job is, that it's all about the tech. Instead, we're going to explore what this leadership role truly demands.
For most people, this is what cybersecurity looks like. It's a relentless storm, a constant flood of threat reports, vulnerability alerts, and just non-stop data. This is the technical noise, that constant hum of digital risk.
And deep inside that storm, you find these incredibly technical frameworks. This here is just a tiny slice of one of them. It maps out how attackers operate. Security teams are absolutely immersed in this level of detail, trying to track thousands of these things. It's just an ocean of technical data.
And then you've got the daily parade of new threats. Things with names like Quackbot and Vidar. This is the noise. It's loud, it's constant, it's overwhelming. But here's the crucial point. The CISO's real job isn't to manage this noise.
So that really brings us to the core question, right? If the CISO isn't just the chief technician fighting off viruses, then what are they? What is their actual purpose in the company? Well, the answer really demands a big shift in perspective. The old model, the one on the left, sees the CISO as a technical manager, but the modern, effective CISO, that's the one on the right. That person is a business leader who manages digital risk, talks about business impact, and actually enables the company to grow. This right here is the heart of it. A CISO's success isn't measured by how many attacks they block. It's measured by how well they help the business hit its goals while keeping digital risk in check. Okay, so how do they actually do that? Well, it all starts by learning to speak the language of power, the language of the business, of the board, of the CEO. It's all about turning that technical noise into a clear, useful signal. And this translation process is absolutely key. A good CISO starts with a technical fact, like say, a new software vulnerability. But they don't just stop there. They connect that dot to a real business impact, like a potential shutdown of a production line, and then they quantify it. They put it in terms the business understands. Financial loss, damage to our reputation, you name it. This leads to what might be the most important thing a CISO does: framing decisions as business trade-offs. You see, security isn't about just saying no. It's about saying, look, if we do this, here's the risk we are accepting. Are we as a business okay with that trade-off to get to our goal? That empowers everyone else to make smart choices. Think about it. When a CISO walks into the boardroom, these are the questions that really matter. The board doesn't want a list of vulnerabilities. They want to know what could stop the company from succeeding. How bad could it really get? And what's our real exposure? A true security leader answers these questions. But the real ultimate test of leadership, that doesn't happen in a PowerPoint presentation. It happens in the crucible of a crisis, when everything has gone wrong. The first rule of leading in a crisis is to just accept this reality. A major security incident is not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The measure of a CISO isn't that they prevented every single incident. It's how they lead the company through the one that finally happens. And this highlights one of the hardest truths of the role. A CISO has pretty limited authority, but they have absolute accountability. They can't control what every single employee does, but they own the outcome. That's what makes this job so uniquely challenging. Let's make this real with an example. A hacker uses AI, creates a perfect fake invoice. An employee in finance pays it, and just like that, the company loses $47,000. In this scenario, the failure wasn't a firewall. It was a human process, and the CISO had no direct authority over how invoices get paid. But they're still accountable. So in that moment, what does leadership actually look like? It's not about blaming the employee. It's not about blaming the software. It's about clear communication, owning the response, and guiding the business through the recovery. It's all about judgment under intense pressure. This really brings us to what you could call the CISO's true north, the core principles that truly defined an effective leader in this space. And these are the hard truths. You'll never be perfectly ready. Your accountability is absolute, even when you don't have control. And your influence, that's built on trust, and you have to earn it over and over again. This role is really defined by resilience, not by perfection. If you walk away with just one thing from all of this, let it be this statement: what we call cybersecurity has changed. It isn't just a technical discipline anymore, it's a fundamental leadership responsibility, and it's measured by judgment, by trust, and by readiness. And so we'll leave you with this question, maybe to think about for your own organization. Is your approach to security about managing technology Or is it about leading on risk? Because how you answer that question will define how resilient you really are when things get tough.